There is plenty of water to suit all our needs anytime, in most any circumstances. We consider this normal. Water is as important as the air we breathe. We find it everywhere. We need it. But are we really aware of its value, of how vital it is in our life?
Valoarea apei o simțim numai în momente de criză.
We only realize the value of water in moment of crisis, not all the time.
Când sunt perioade de secetă,
We feel we need it during dry weather.
omenirea semne mari de întrebare.
There are times when people are uncertain about the water resources and the capacity to restore these resources.
Capacitatea de a reface aceste resurse.
It is in the human nature to appreciate certain things only after we have lost them. There are places on earth where a glass of water is a trade coin. One can buy for that the life threatened by drought. The nature surrounding us is abundant and generous with amazing landscapes. So while watching it, we should never forget that all green richness filling our souls has as source and support the same magic element, water.
Maramuresh County is one of the most exciting places I know in Europe. WWF, Worldwide Fund for Nature, is engaging here in helping to preserve and to develop these values together with the people living in this area and which have also contributed to these natural values.
By respecting the nature, we have respect towards ourselves. It seems we have to learn this again. Worldwide, there are organizations supporting this concept. They develop environmental protection programs that they try to implement. However, as long as all of us are not aware of this duty, will they be able to do something?
Our household waste does not disintegrate. This is not what you want to see in a fresh mountain stream. You come here to breathe clean air, to see beautiful landscapes, to see burdocks, trouts and maybe the new salmons in the rivers. If we do not treat nature with respect, it will have no respect for us.
The Valley of Visho shelters amazing natural values and miraculous landscapes for people coming to Maramuresh from everywhere in the world. But unfortunately, there are a lot of places looking like this.
Everywhere in Romania, there are sites that are visited by people from all around the world. The grazing fields, the locals' hospitality, and the landscape generosity and richness are very well known. There are places for which this country is famous in the whole world. Maybe it is about time to ask ourselves what we should do so as to keep that way everything God blessed us with, observing only changes that nature decides along its evolution. That which gives us joy to our eyes should also make other people's heart rejoice, provided we do not leave material marks of our passing by. During our trips in Maramuresh, we discovered as well concern and responsibility were least expected. The messages of hope came from there.
We could clean the place and it would be good. Maybe we would have a place for bathing. Maybe even the fish would come upstream.
Poate arunca și peștii.
Eu cred că toate aspectele legate de
I believe that all hygiene-related aspects depend, first of all, on the degree of civilization, and they are formed at a young age in the family, then in school.
apoi în școală și eu cred că
I think school helps you with this, and then you kind of need to educate yourself in this respect.
un fel de autoeducație din punctul acesta de vedere.
We pay great attention to those who shared their thoughts as they live their lives in places marked by the twisted history of the Maramuresh mining industry.
Eu zic că și faptul
I would say that mining had a negative impact on the area rather than a positive one.
asupra zonei, ci mai ales negativ.
Mining used to be once a source of surviving, but it only left traces transformed today into pollution factors. The tailing ponds display in front of our eyes a serene landscape, captivating for the casual observer. Behind this apparent peacefulness and solitude, a smothering threat lays ready to break through any time. It is really necessary for the quiet field to break out under the water rage destroying everything in the way? Is a catastrophe necessary for people to understand and to act to secure the region? Possible consequences? Water pollution and destruction of all the life in it for a very long time. Solutions? It is not in our hands to decide upon them. But be careful. The generations to come need this planet and its life resources. Does anyone think about that? Before expecting solutions from others, maybe it is time that we meditate upon our own irresponsibility and negligence. The results of our indifference towards the environment we and our children live in are visible in too many places. It seems that nature, transfixed in its grandeur, is not strong enough and does not have arguments enough to prevent us from spoiling it every step we take.
E murdar acolo, îs gropi mari, îs apă mizerabilă, ne îmbolnăvim, aruncă mizerie pe apă.
Cine?
Oamenii.
Dar oricât îi lămurea, oricine lămurea.
No matter how much you try to convince them or who tries to convince them, that is how people are. They just don't get it, that it should be clean everywhere. The garbage bins are in vain. There are some people who just don't get it. The only solution is for the police to do its job and find them.
Poliția să-și facă datoria când le-o prins amendă.
Maybe our speaker is right, and the only thing that would persuade us to be more careful would be a gross fine. This seems to be the only way. Unfortunately, the appeal to reasoning does not seem to work. The explanation could be that the most neglected places are those inhabited by newcomers, who are there for seasonal jobs or due to their agitated destinies. These people will never have the feeling they belong. They do not have strong roots. They treat unjudiciously and without respect something they do not consider to be theirs, nor of their ancestors. Nevertheless, these places are their shelter and their friend as long as they live there. What we see is the result of a world-old attitude. I couldn't care less.
Care nu vreau să înțeleagă.
Those who won't get it should be fined by the police. This is the only way. Otherwise, you cannot bring them to reality. When money is taken out of their pocket, they will realize they have to keep their space clean.
Curățenie.
Meanwhile, we found in our journey in Maramuresh people who, without being fined and on their own initiative, are determined to change things for the better. By their own strengths, possibilities, and ideas, they want to do something for cleaner towns, villages, streets, forests and waters, in one word, for a purer environment. The Natural Park Munții Maramureșului was established not long ago. The administration staff know an essential fact, specifically that these mountains are not only relief. Impossible by grandeur and fascinating through its biodiversity, the mountainous landscape of Maramuresh strongly tries to raise our awareness. And as we are not yet able to decode the subtle language of nature, the park administration staff do that for us. They make efforts to protect this Carpathian biogeographic region from those who forget about the laws, written or unwritten. Abusive cutting of trees, chaotic exploitation of natural resources, constructions that by their architectonic dissonance derange traditional villages. The park administration started to take immediate and perfectly legitimate measures against these acts. The nature has healed us so many times that we should not refuse its right to respect and to our healing attention.
Râul Vișeu se întinde.
The Vișeu River flows from Borșa to the junction with Tisa River on a distance of 15 kilometers.
Râul Tisa, pe o distanță de 15 km.
This river is polluted with plastic bottles upstream Bistra, Leordina, Ruscova Valley, Vișeu Valley, starting from Borșa.
Tot ce înseamnă amontele de administrativul Bistra, Leordina, Valea Ruscovei, Valea Vișeului, din Borșa începând.
We have to add to what the mayor said, as he is too modest to talk about everything really going on in the village of Bistra, that due to initiative of the administration of Munții Maramureșului Natural Park, people don't keep their hands in their pockets. Volunteer teams started to work. They cleaned the area and showed it is possible. We only need goodwill and determination.
I find these facilities extremely useful for our village, as now there are no more plastic bottles in the streets or in the dikes, and you don't see them in all the corners or anywhere in the village. Now they are collected. I really find them extremely useful.
Deja sunt colectate și eu le văd chiar extraordinar de necesare.
Action passes through reason, and it is the answer to the questions humans ask themselves.
Humans are part of the nature. They are by no means in a dog-eat-dog relationship.
Care pe care.
People perfectly integrated in the complexity of nature, coexisting with it, without trying to subjugate it, hurt it, or make it poor in any way. It is just an aspiration, and each one of us should try to make it happen, to understand it, and be aware of it. Moreover, we should not postpone any beneficial decision.
Human beings depend on, and they are part of nature as any other being is.
Let's not forget that tomorrow will be just as we build it, starting with today.
Gândiți-vă că din acest moment noi trebuie
From
să
this moment on, we have to be aware of the fact that we should be more careful towards nature than we have been
mai
until
mare
now.
grijă de natură față de cât am avut până acum.